All right, folks, buckle up. Because today we are diving headfirst into a story that's going to pull you in like a riptide. We're talking The Covenant of Water by Abraham Verghese.
Oh, this is a good one.
It is. Imagine a sprawling family saga, the kind that makes you want to draw a giant family tree just to keep track of everyone.
With lots of twists and turns, I bet.
Oh, you bet. And the setting. Exotic, intriguing Kerala, India.
Beautiful place.
Oh, yes. But we're not talking about a quick trip, no. We're spanning from 1900 to 1977, nearly 8 decades of history and personal stories woven together.
Wow, that's a lot of ground to cover. Almost a whole century.
I know, right? And here's the kicker. There's this mysterious affliction that plagues this family, generation after generation. At least one member in each generation dies by drowning.
That's kind of ironic considering Kerala is known for its lush, water-filled landscape, isn't it? All those backwaters and canals.
Right. It's like this constant looming threat that hangs over their lives. And that, my friends, is just the tip of the iceberg. We're talking about the Covenant of Water.
And it's more than just a story. Reading it, you really feel like you're transported to a different time and place. You can almost feel the humidity, smell the spices in the air.
Totally. We're talking about early 20th century Kerala, a place where ancient traditions run deep, but the winds of change are blowing in with the new century. And at the heart of it all is a young girl who's sent by boat as a child bride for an arranged marriage.
Setting the stage for a story that spans generations.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to extract those most fascinating and insightful aspects of this multi-generational story for you, give you a shortcut to understanding the core themes and the world that Verghese so vividly depicts.
A deep dive, if you will.
Exactly, a deep dive. So first things first, we've got to talk about water. It's not just a backdrop in this novel, it's practically a character in itself, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the title itself, The Covenant of Water, tells you that right up front. But it's so much more than just a title. Water is a source of life, obviously.
Yeah.
But for this family, it's also this recurring agent of death, this menacing presence.
It's like this really unsettling paradox, you know? This beautiful, life-giving force that's also this source of immense tragedy for them. And it creates this incredible tension every time a character is near water. Like, is this the time?
Right. Is this the time the covenant will be fulfilled?
Exactly. And the way Verghese writes about it, it really gets under your skin. You feel that vulnerability, that fragility of life.
It's a constant reminder that in this family, life and death are inextricably linked to water.
So in the midst of all this, we meet Big Ammachi, the family matriarch.
The anchor.
Yeah, the anchor. And she sees it all. I mean, she lives through 3 generations, witnessing how Kerala changes and adapts over time.
From the early 1900s to the 1970s, that's a period of immense change.
I know, right? Talk about a front row seat to history.
And through it all, she holds the family together.
Mm.
She is a pillar of strength, this incredible woman who navigates so much adversity with resilience and grace.
You don't want to mess with Big Ammachi.
Nope. She's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But her journey, from that young bride sent by boat to this respected matriarch, it also reflects the evolving role of women in Keralite society. It's fascinating to see how her experiences mirror those larger social shifts.
And speaking of shifts, another thing that I found really captivating is how the novel explores these different belief systems that are all coexisting in Kerala at this time.
You've got traditional faith, specifically St. Thomas Christianity, right?
Yeah. And then modern medicine starting to emerge.
But alongside that, you've got these deeply rooted superstitions and folk traditions that haven't gone away.
Right. And it's not like neat little boxes. It's messy, it's complex, it's real life. And the way the characters grapple with these different belief systems, especially in the face of this family curse, it's really thought-provoking.
Absolutely. Because it's not just theoretical. It's about real people making real decisions about their lives and their health.
Mm-hmm.
Do they turn to traditional remedies? Do they embrace the new medical knowledge? Or do they find themselves somewhere in between, trying to reconcile seemingly disparate beliefs?
Yeah. And it really makes you think about how we approach those kinds of dilemmas in our own lives. You know, like, when do we trust our gut? When do we rely on science? And when do we look to our traditions or faith for guidance?
Exactly. And Verghese doesn't shy away from those tough questions. He shows us the internal conflicts, the external pressures, the doubts, and the hopes that all get wrapped up in these decisions. It's really human.
And it's all set against this incredibly vivid backdrop of Kerala. It's like you can almost feel the humidity, smell the spices, hear the sounds of the backwaters.
It's so immersive, it's almost like you're right there with them. And it's not just the physical landscape. Verghese really captures the social fabric of Kerala at that time, the family traditions, the importance of community.
And the impact of history. We're talking about a period of huge social and political change, right? Including the rise of communism in Kerala.
Which is a big deal. Kerala was actually the first place in the world to democratically elect a communist government.
Really? Wow, and that must have had a huge impact on the lives of everyday people.
Oh, absolutely. It influenced everything from land ownership to social structures.
Yeah.
And while the book doesn't explicitly delve into all the nitty-gritty details of that, you can sense how these larger historical forces are shaping the characters' lives.
So we're getting this rich, multi-layered picture of Kerala. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the social and political climate, it's all there.
It's like a window into a world that many of us might not be familiar with, and it adds so much depth to the story.
Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room in the past, because one of the things that really struck me about this novel is how the past keeps influencing the present for these characters.
Oh, without a doubt. It's like this invisible thread connecting generations,
Yeah.
right? And the family's affliction, this curse of drowning, it's like the most tangible manifestation of that. It's this constant reminder of what came before.
But it's not just the curse. It's also about things like trauma, about family secrets, about the things that go unspoken but still have this powerful hold over people.
And it makes you think about your own family history, doesn't it? Like, what are the things that have been passed down to you? What are those unseen forces that might be shaping your life in ways you don't even realize?
Totally. It's like this invitation to reflect on your own legacy, both the good and the bad.
And to think about how you might want to shape that legacy moving forward. What do you want to carry forward? What do you want to leave behind?
Now, I do have to mention, we've been raving about this book, but it's important to acknowledge that it's not without its critics.
Right. Some readers have found the pacing to be a little slow at times.
Yeah. And some have said that some of the characters felt a bit passive, like they weren't always driving the action as much as they could have been.
Which, in a book that spans so many years and has such a large cast of characters, I can see how that might happen. It's a challenge to keep every single character fully fleshed out and active at all times.
Definitely. But even with those critiques, it's still a pretty remarkable achievement. I mean, creating this immersive world, weaving together all these different storylines, exploring these complex themes, it's ambitious stuff. And I think even if you have some quibbles with the pacing or the character development, there's still so much to appreciate about this novel.
Agreed. It's a rich and rewarding read, even if it's not perfect. And it definitely gives you a lot to think about.
So what are the big takeaways here? We've talked about the powerful symbolism of water, the enduring strength of Gran Ammachi, the collision of faith and science, that vivid portrayal of Kerala, and the long shadow of the past.
And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that the Covenant of Water offers this really unique and immersive literary experience. It's a story about family, about destiny, about how the past shapes the present, but it's also about a specific place and time, and it brings that world to life in a way that few books can.
And here's a final thought for you to chew on. Think about the unseen covenants or forces, whether they're historical, familial, or even environmental, that might be shaping your life in ways you haven't considered. What are the legacies that you're a part of, and how are they influencing your path?
It's something to ponder.
It is. And if you're intrigued to learn more, I definitely encourage you to seek out the Covenant of Water and dive into its depths. You won't regret it.
And that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.